This looks good.
All right, so if you look at, like I said, page 252, figure 55B, okay? Notice how Freddie's fingers look like sausages. I mean, they're unbelievable. Look at those things. I just wonder about that. All right, so you're going to notice he's doing a couple of things here. He's got one hand on the tibia, or the fibula and tibia, and he's pushing those into the table, okay? And then the other hand he has on the calcaneus, okay? You notice his thumb's kind of going up the side here. And he's trying to control the amount of motion in the foot by, dorsiflexing it or plantar flexing it. Now again, if we want to lock up the talocrural joint, we want to push this more towards dorsiflexion, all right? And then he simply is doing this. He's taking, coming over, and he's actually making sure you're going along the correct orientation with the tibia and fibula. And he's pushing the calcaneus in a tibial direction, okay? Getting right on here and pushing it out of in a tibial direction. Now, one of the things you're going to notice when you do this, do you see the foot kind of wagging at you? All right, a little bit. This is the way he shows it in the new book, okay? But in the old book, which I use more commonly, and I like better, is he does something like this. Can you just hold that? Can you slide down toward me one more? Not that far. There you go. Good. He used to take his right leg in this case, and he would come in and he would dorsiflex, okay, locking up that talocrural joint. Now, guys, let me see if I can get this so you guys can do this so you guys can see it. I guess put you on the other end, or you know what? Let me do this. What's that? Yeah, like this maybe. Yeah, puts it like this. There we go. How's that? You guys can see that now? So, what's this? Oh, my glasses. Oh, I still have my sunglasses on. I was like, all right. So, everything's locked up at the talocrural joint, and then stabilized here. And then you just come in on top, and then I'm just moving subtalar. I like this a lot better, okay? And this is locking talocrural to get it subtalar. You guys see this? Now it's not in your books. You might want to make a note. And you could do this. This might be possibly what you do. You start out like this, okay? Especially if it's, a very hypomobile situation, okay? And then you can progress to a more aggressive or locked situation and move it that way, okay? Again, I don't want to get my hand out real close to the joint. Make sense? Okay? If you want to do the medial one, let's just switch your legs out. This is easy. Sometimes you might not even need a towel. Let's just do this for a second. There we go. Again, this is just doing this. Just boop, relax real loose. And then coming in right on top, pushing straight down. Fibula glide. Okay? Make sense? I like the old way better. I really do. Now when you do, let's switch your legs for a second. When you do this one, you got to be mindful of a couple of things. Everybody's different sizes up here. Like if my mom was here, she might be a little bit more hippie. Okay? So taller in this direction, okay? And the leg goes down, and there might be a space, or maybe none. I don't know. But when you push on someone's leg like this, you got to make sure you're not gapping or causing any pain at their knee. So you got to, was that hurting your knee at all when I was doing it? And your hip? So, and that's important. So I might need to get something like a pillow or something between her hips. Let's just do so we don't. Okay. much. Oops. Okay.
Did he used to call this the?
Is that better? Yeah.
Did he used to call them inversion and eversion glides, or always the tibia fibular? It seems like I remembered, I don't know if I remembered them that way.
I think he, for some reason, I always think he talked about tibial and fibular glide, but,
Probably just the way I.
yeah. So, I can look, I go on the break and look. Make sense, guys, though? If their hip or their back or something's knee, you're gonna have to do some work up here to kind of make sure that everything feels good. It's only on this one that it bothers, because their leg's kind of coming down, but when you do the other one, it's fine because the foot is in contact. There you go. Is in contact with the flat surface, so it's not a big deal. Okay? Questions? All right. This is another good question. Is one more for inversion or eversion? No, not necessarily. You want to do them both. Okay? Again, because I know it's a concave joint and a convex joint, but I just really like to think about it as a planar joint right now. And with these planar joints, be it the AC joint, remember, wiggle it, right? Wiggle it up. Make sense? Now, while we're here, something that you can do a little bit, lay on your belly for a second. It's not in the book, and it's kind of not a bad thing to be able to do, is slide toward, come to your right a little bit more. Good. You can do something like this sometimes. After you do some of these mobilizations, it kind of might make it hurt a little bit down here. But you can kind of come up underneath here, and you know, you can try to go through the talus if you want, or just kind of go just like one bone down, one set of bones down, and grab onto the calcaneus. And simply, if you lift this up like this, and then you can wiggle that thing back and forth like this, it actually helps loosen up the subtalar joint. It's not too bad of a thing to do, and it feels pretty good to them. Not in the book, but I'm doing a little bit of inversion, eversion, with a little bit of traction, okay? Make sense? I'm not going to test you on that, just so I make something to show you. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and try those two mobile.